Hi, episode 56 of the Antiphonary walkthrough, folio 27 verso, but what you see here is the folio 27 itself, so the front, and it has the, as said in the previous movie, the last responsory of the Matins of St. Stephen, 26th of December. And this last responsory is, of course, something special. It's the Sancte Dei pretiose proto martyr Stephane. And maybe I continue the text first. Qui virtute. Then we have to turn the page. So this is 27 verso. And it had Sancte Dei pretiose proto martyr Stephane qui virtute caritatis circumfultus undique Dominum pro inimico exorasti populo funde preces pro devoto tibi nunc collegio ut tuo propitiatus interventu Dominus nos purgatos a peccatis iungat celi civibus. And then the repetendum starts here. So, in translation, this is, O thou holy precious God's first martyr, thou who in might of true love supported on every side the Lord for hostile people thou prayest, pour out prayers for a devoted society now to thee, that, propitiated by thy intercession, the Lord, us purified from sin, may join to the men of heaven's city. This is actually the text of the first two stanzas of the hymn for Saint Stephen, proto-martyr, as you can see here in this 1469 hymnary from Ghent as well, from the Abbey of St. Bavo, 1469, so slightly older than the source we have been studying. This is the Sancte Dei Precioso Proto Martyr, so exactly the same text as we have seen just now in the responsory, up until these words, Celi Civibus, here. And then the third stanza is, of course, a doxology, which would not be necessary in a responsory context, because over there you would use a Gloria Patri et Filio, etc. Anyway, this must have been a melody that was quite well known in many forms or formats. Let me play you a brief extract from a hymn by the English Renaissance composer Shepherd in a five-voice setting as performed here by the Harry Christophers the 16. This is the one. And then the polyphony continues with the initial melody in the bass line over there. So a very nice and interesting and somewhat bizarre piece with lots of strange ficta decisions to be taken. Anyway, nice music by Shepherd based on this hymn, Sancte Dei, for the feast of St. Stephen on the 26th of December. Which has the text Sancte Dei Preciosa, exactly the same text as has been used in this quite long responsory on the verso of folio 27 in our Antiphonary. Some other nice thing happening in our source here is the difference between the first and the second appearance of the word collegio. This collegio only has 10 notes, as you can see. Then we have a verse, ut tuo. Then we have the Gloria Patri. And after the first Gloria Patri, as would be normal, we have a second repetendum, fundes. But now, the word collegio at the end of that repetendum is a big one. It's not the 10 notes that we see here, but it actually has 65 notes. And so, actually, if we take our factor, notes per syllable factor, we have a collegio word that has a factor of 2.5, and this collegio, after the first verse, after the second verse, I should say, has a factor 16.25, which is actually quite amazing. So half of the page of verso of 27 is being taken up by this quite long and virtuosic responsory, with, as we have seen before, in octava a extended doxology, so not only Gloria Patri up until the Et Spiritus Sancto, but continuing sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper. And this is the end of matins. Whatever happens after matins is not indicated here, but we immediately, in this antiphonary, we immediately continue with the material for lauds, starting with this Lapida Verunt antiphon, and scrolling down to the second half of the page. As you may have noticed, we have seen no amendments or no alterations on this page yet, so it would have been a beautifully preserved page from the 1481 version of the antiphonary, but then suddenly these things appear here, prima, secunda, tertia, and so on. And then at the bottom of the page we have an antiphon, ecce video celos apertos, et, and so on. But here, a dextris virtutis Dei. Virtutis Dei. And as you can see, of course, this dextris has been amended in order to make room for the addition of the word virtutis, which is a quite exceptional thing. I have never seen any antiphon ecce video that had the virtutis. This is actually the ecce video in an Einsiedeln source from the beginning of the 14th century, so ecce video celos, and so on, stantem ad dextris Dei. That's all. That's all we have. And here in this source specifically, the word virtutis has been added. Finally, there's an indication here, 16th century indication, ad Benedictus, so at the when the Canticum Benedictus is to be sung in lauds, there's an indication or a suggestion of what antiphon to use, the Stephanus, autem, plenus, gratia, which is to be found on folio 24. That's it for this page. Thanks for listening. Keep watching.